What do you make of the past 3 years and what happened with COVID? What happened with the subsequent policies and lockdown? What happened with the pharma companies and the vaccines? What do you make of all that, Ed?
Well, I know it's still a controversial topic, but I've never let that slow me down. So I guess I'll just plunge into it. I think that the scenario of COVID as a deadly pandemic is totally manufactured. It's a means of frightening people into being passively acceptance of the loss of their liberty and the payment of taxes and so forth. I think it's a ploy to acquire more and more power over us by those who are executing the ploy. And who are they? Well, they're the ones at the top, the movers and shakers. Who are those people that are pulling the levers? We probably don't even know some of their names, but they're, in my view, most of them are clustered in the banking community at very high level. I mean, there are certain families that everybody knows about, the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and so forth, but there are others too. And somebody did a study some years ago called the Committee of 300, I think is the name of the book. And it was their theory that there were about 300 families in the world that really dominated the entire world, controlled 80 or 90% of its wealth, had 80 or 90% therefore of its power. And I think that's true. And I don't even know the names of some of those 300 people. I've never heard of them. But it's not important what their names are because they all die and they're replaced by other people with other names, but they're just the same. They're collectivists. And as long as that philosophy or that ideology is allowed to remain unchallenged and revered actually by many people, why then it makes no difference what the names are. There'll always be somebody willing to step in and take over.
And that's the way we should see everything going forward, through that lens of individualism versus collectivism. And that way we don't get caught up in the sleight of hand over here of let's fight these people over here. When you zoom out and you say, wait a second, like you said, it's two wings on the same dirty bird many times.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Question about money that we didn't finish is that during COVID, the Federal Reserve printed a lot of dollars. Now, I spent 15 years in the banking industry, and quite frankly, Ed, when COVID happened, I was ready to watch the S&P 500 drop 25, 30%, and all of a sudden it went up 33%, I believe it was, on the back of a lot of money printing. Since then, inflation kicked in. I'm curious what you can tell us about what happened there, what people need to know about the money they have in the bank and how it can be controlled or reduced with concepts of money printing or inflation. Yeah, how do you explain that to people?
Well, I guess it depends on my mood when I wake up in the morning and who I'm talking to. Mostly my mood. There's so many ways to describe it, but in essence, it's really simple. As I've said before, money is merely a medium of exchange. It is whatever people want to accept in exchange for goods and services. And of course, to narrow the field down to just one currency, governments that are debauching their currencies pass laws, legal tender laws, that by force of law and coercion require the citizens to use their money, their fiat money, which is basically worthless, has no backing of any kind, but you're forced to use it because you've got a legal tender law. And anybody who steps outside of that realm is apt to wind up in prison. So that's where coercion often comes into play, is to force people to do things that are contrary to their own judgment and contrary to the free market and contrary to ethics.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, it's Brian Rose, founder of the DeFi Academy. I've told you my 4-week crypto bootcamp is amazing, but don't take my word for it. This is what my students are saying.
The DeFi Academy was an amazing experience for me. It took me totally out of my comfort zone.
In this course, I was challenged, I was held accountable, and pushed to do things that honestly weren't always easy.
It's been phenomenal, and I can't believe we're already up on our 4 weeks. It has flown by.
Going through this DeFi accelerator by far was one of the best courses I've taken.
You do this course, you really get into the nitty-gritty of the activities that will make you comfortable with decentralized finance.
Thank you so much to Brian and everyone at London Real and the DeFi Academy for even putting together an amazing course like this.
Anybody else that wants to do it, please sign up. It is well worth the money.